Okay, I'm about to put the bumper on, and one thing that I kind of screwed up on last night was I had put the bolts in here, but the bolts actually have to go through this as well. So I removed the bolts. I have not been able to find torque values for those bolts. It's not in the manual, so I'm going to torque them to 10 foot-pounds. And that should be adequate, I would think. But, so I'm about to put this on. This is going to go in with the square slot up, and that slot goes on onto this, and then you bolt it on with the 4 bolts on each side. All right, so I've got the bumper in now, and all the bolts for the bumper to the body have been torqued to 10 foot-pounds, no problems, nothing stripped. Now I need to I just want to point out first that that hole goes into the, I don't know, tab here, I guess. The slot of this thing goes into the tab of this on both sides, and then I have to add a nut to this threaded stud. Well, let me show you better. So the threaded stud, the bumper mount here goes onto that threaded stud, and then we're just going to put the nut on it, and I'm going to snug it. I'm going to try to snug it to 10 foot-pounds too. Hopefully that's not too much. But we have these nuts on both sides, as you can see there. All right, so hand tighten, and I'm going to torque it. 10 foot-pounds may actually be too much for this. Let me go 5 foot-pounds first, and then if that feels okay, I'll go 10. All right, so these nuts, I went 7 foot-pounds. I don't know if 10, I don't know if they can take 10 without stripping, but 7 foot-pounds felt pretty good to me. One thing I didn't mention is these, not even know what these are, but baffles, I'm not sure why we even need these, but I installed them from the old one. These have to go on before the bumper. Also, when you install it, you've got to get this power steering cooling loop in this hole, and that's kind of tricky. But it's back in. Getting real close now to putting the front bumper on. The next thing to do will be putting the headlights in. All right, so one thing I forgot to mention, again, the wiring for the impact sensor does not go through this little hole. I reviewed my videos. It actually goes through this hole. Let me zoom out so you can see it better. This hole here, and the wire comes across like this, and this clip plugs into that hole. There was supposed to be another clip, but it broke when I was taking it apart. Should go in and clamp that there. So I'm just gonna have to get away with one, or maybe rig something for that other clamp. And then this thing is gonna mount, or I'm sorry, this sensor is gonna mount onto here. There's also a cover that goes on it that was bent up. I straightened it as best I could. It'll be good enough. But I just wanted to point out the wiring here was wrong. It does not go through this hole. Only the cable for the remote opening of the, or I'm sorry, the remote releasing of the hood goes through that hole. All right, so I just wanted to comment on these headlights I bought. Brand new ones, bought them on eBay. Got the best deal I could find between eBay, searching the internet, and rockauto.com and Amazon. So these are not clear ones like that were originally on there. I thought it'd be cool to put some black ones on. Clear ones were actually a little bit more expensive, but these are going to be cool, I think. It's going to look pretty good with a white car, I'm hoping. These were about $90 for the set, including shipping, but not, you know, of course there's tax on that. But just wanted to comment. We have the lights in, yay! It's getting really close now. So the lights, those are the brand new lights. And one weird thing is the threads on the new radiator support were different, so I had to put different bolts in. And I guess it's no big deal. I had them. I got the wiring for the radiator fans plugged in and routed, looking good. I need to do a little work on the wiring for the lights. This side's good. This one I need to just get the actually that piece right there plugs in there. This piece here more than likely plugs in on top. If I can get it above it, there we go. Oh, you know what? It's good enough. So everything's coming along. Everything's torqued down as far as I know. I don't think I missed anything. Next thing will be the hood, I believe. I'll replace the hood. Make sure that the new hood lines up with the latch I installed. Test the latch. Make sure it works. Then the last thing will be the front bumper. Oh, actually, I've got to install new clips. There's new clips that go here on each side. One there and one here. I debated replacing them because I think the bolts and fasteners would be enough to hold it, but yeah, what the hell. They're about $8 each, so I'm just going to replace them. And I want to thank Whataburger for sponsoring this video. The hood is on. Looks pretty good. I transplanted the hood prop arm because it was missing on the old one, or on the new one, and that was broke, so I transplanted that. The workers, when they removed the hood, they cut the hose right here, the washer hose here. So I had to take this piece from here all the way to here off of my old hood and feed it through this bracket, or through this holder here. I still need to connect it to this right there. That still needs to be done. Let's see what else. I'm not sure about this, but I believe this black thing here is probably some sort of collision sensor. I believe it plugs underneath like that. It seems to be the only way that it can be routed. Let me get down lower here. So there's a keeper, and that it fits conveniently in that hole. There's just like this little cut out here for that, and it plugs in just perfectly. So I'm fairly confident this is correct for that. I haven't seen any pictures. I didn't take pictures underneath the car when I was recording, but I'm going to look at it again to double check. I still need to install these guys, and I have them right here. Original parts. And it's going to go something like, let's see, well, something like that, I believe, or like that. Not sure. I'll get out of the package. It'll make sense then. But these two guys go there, and they clip to the front bumper cover. Maybe optional. I don't know. I've got them, so I'm going to use them. Alright, so both of these clips have been installed. They go on like that. There's a couple little tabs in the back top that slide into the piece about right there. And then there's two pieces that snap in on this portion of it. Pretty straightforward. I've also installed the foam bumper guard, or whatever that is, foam bumper. So I believe the very next thing to do now is put the front clip back on, or maybe install the grill into the bumper cover. That might be actually next. I'll have to think about it. If the grill can go on after easier, then I'll do it that way, but I'll study it and figure it out. Alright, so I'm going to get this car back together. I've ordered some zip ties like this, where it's got a zip tie and it has a thing to connect, to attach it to a frame or something with a hole, you know, a clip in. But I don't want to wait. I ordered it on Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow, but I don't want to wait that long. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. So I'm thinking about using a regular zip tie, and I'm going to drill a hole underneath and just wrap it around like that. That's what I think I'm going to do. Let's see how that works. Alright, so I drilled a hole underneath, and I've fed the zip tie through like that, and I'm going to zip it around like so. That ought to be just fine, I think. Oh well, let's make a video about it. So there you go. That's going to be fine. I mean, now I don't have to wait. I can put this car back together. Alright, well, I got the clip attached. I cleaned it up a little bit and then I dirtied it when I was putting it on. I'll have to clean it again. But that's what it's looking like without the grill. Decided to put it on without the grill. Felt like that was going to be easier. Got the hood on. Right now it's looking like it was never in a crash. Well, except for the AC condenser, but no one's really going to notice that unless you point it out. Let's look underneath. Still got to put antifreeze in. That'll be next, I guess, or immediately after the grill's put in. But I had the job quoted at $6,000. Someone was going to do this at $6,000. This is a job that, if you know what you're doing, you could do this in one day if you had all the parts. But I didn't have the parts, and I don't know what I'm doing, so it'll probably take 2 days. If you had the parts and you don't know what you're doing, it's really not that big of a deal. Frame wasn't bent, anything like that, nothing serious. It was just bullshit cosmetic problems. So I'm gonna finish it up now. All right, so I've put pure water in the radiator. So I cleaned out, I removed the reservoir and cleaned it out, got all the junk out of that. It was pretty nasty. I want to flush out all of the sealant that was added because the radiator was leaking. So the pure water, as soon as the thermostats, the engine heats up high enough to open the thermostats, the water is going to go in and flush out the old water that has the sealant in it, and then I'll drain it, and then I will fill it with clean water and antifreeze at that point. All right, got her all back together. Fixing to take it for its first drive. Everything's back on it. And let's put the hood up. Hood's got some chips in it. Needs to be washed. But definitely looks a lot better than before. This task is hopefully completely done.